And day one of Star Wars Celebration is in the books in Orlando, Orange County Convention Center.
Yeah.
Brock,
James,
you've been to many a convention, many celebrations, not Star Wars related, but others for comic books mostly, and fan expos and whatnot. How did this first impressions of this compare to those? Even your first impression of those, or your overall impression, like did it live up to what you expected?
it was kind of unorganized,
to say the least.
This is like a high profile show, even though it's kind of smaller than the I go to like Toronto Fan Expo in September, and in comparison to other Comic Cons like San Diego, New York, Emerald City, C2E2, I don't think it pales in comparison. Mostly because those conventions tend to get a lot of the exclusive things. Because they're in America, a lot of people can show up. San Diego is almost like a place where movies premiere half the time.
San Diego is more. I think San Diego is more than a convention now.
And I would put Celebration in that because it's kind of crazy when you think of, when we were watching stuff. I was like, I wonder how they got the rights to show this. I'm like, wait, all of Star Wars is here.
Yeah,
they can show whatever they want. They could show us the entire movie if they wanted to. But it was a smaller convention in comparison to the one I go to in Toronto, and it was so unorganized. Like we got there in Repop, who runs this convention. In their defense, we were fully aware that people were going to line up at like 4 a.m. 2 days prior to get into the big panels. So we planned to be there at 9. We got there a little late. We stood in line for almost 3 hours, I think it was.
It was around 3 hours, but the problem wasn't the 3 hour line for me.
No, it was that there was no one telling you where to go.
There was no organization in the line. Mm-hmm. The line, you could tell that the line was set up by the people in the line more than the security
anyone,
there. Yeah. And you could notice that too, because when we were outside the convention, which went around the hall, it was more organized than when you went in the convention. And we didn't know where to get the wristbands. Yeah. It was just...
But like when you walk into the actual convention hall, there's a full convention hall full of those lines. The lines. So it's like, why couldn't people stand here? I think they did stand there.
There were signs for the wristbands are sold out for this, wristbands sold out for that. But
in the wrong side.
But you could, so I was like, okay, well, I don't want the wristband for that anyway. Yeah. Where do I go for the wristband I want? And we walked around the vendors, found somebody on a Segway, because that's how we all travel there. Yeah. And we said, I just want a wristband. He goes, over there. And then we went in the line and they said, this is, and we're like, is this the wristband line? And they're like, well, it depends. Yeah. And it was definitely,
sorry to cut you off. There is a good chance that those people that were in charge of that were with the convention hall, not the convention itself. Yeah. Because that same person on the Segway we talked to, the person there was a guy that asked a question before us, and he started saying like Star Wars jargon. And he's like, I have no idea what that means. And I'm like, well, sir, you're on a Segway. You should know that. But anyways, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, for me, this is my first time attending any kind of convention whatsoever. And it was all around very overwhelming. I mean, you show up, there's thousands of people there. And everyone's dressed up and whatever. And then you're like, I really want to see this. But you can't figure out how to get there. And I've never been there. I've never been to the Orlando Convention Center before. I've never been here. And I don't know how they work. Things happen, and I couldn't figure it out.
And you were prepared to stand in line today, right?
I was totally prepared. I had a stool. Like I said, the line didn't bother me so much as the...
But like the line outside in the comparison to the line, lines inside.
At one point, you had to go through a security check through a metal detector. And then we were in line inside, and we're just waiting, and everyone's kind of getting frustrated, and the line was getting ridiculous. And it was... Rob's here. Rob measured it. It was just under 2 miles, right?
It was about 1.5 miles.
A 1.5 mile line is what we stood. Each way. So it was 3 mile line. So I think what happened was the people, either Reed or
I think there were so many people going through those metal detectors, they broke the metal detectors.
No, you could hear one of them going off every time somebody went through.
Because like at a point, we were inside the main hall to the convention hall. And it was like 5 minutes. We're just slowly shifting forward. It's just a massive group. No lines at all. and then all of a sudden, it's just a whole wave of people
A
just start
wave,
moving.
and-
No chaos, just like
So you would go right through. You would hear the alarm go off once in a while. You go right through, and unless you had a lightsaber or a blaster or some kind of fake weapon, they did a weapons check on you.
That was it,
But
yeah.
if they couldn't see anything on you, they just let you in.
yeah,
Which I felt two ways about it. One, I was kind of okay with it because the thing that was cool about Star Wars Celebration, and I can't compare it to anything else I've been to, but
Yeah.
the thing I thought was cool was we were all Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
With one, we had one common thread, one common love between us all, and it was Star Wars, and we were all there to celebrate Star Wars,
Yeah.
to be a part of Star Wars, to spend all of our hard-earned money on Star Wars, and to just embrace everything that was going on. And I think, like I said, I was very overwhelmed. Tomorrow, I'm looking forward to it. Now, especially because now I know more of what to expect. I knew to expect the lines, so the line's not what I'm talking about more than the atmosphere itself. Like I just felt sucked in. Like Rob was in a line at Del Rey for I don't know how long he was there for, and I was just like, "Why are you in line?" And I'm walking around like, Star Wars. Then he came up and he goes, "Look, they gave me a free book."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, well, that would have been
Yeah.
cool." But Rob has experience with these things, and he knows where he can smell the freebies. I'm looking at him right now.
We stood in line in Funko, the Funko booth, and then we did leave because it was just taking too long, and we were like, the first thing we did there, Rob and I were standing there for probably 45 minutes, which was okay with me because I'm a huge Funko fan, so just standing by the booth was like, this is great. But then you guys went to the FYE booth, and you got the pop that I wanted.
I got Biston and I got the Clone Trooper.
Yeah,
exclusive
I have one
there.
And you got me one, so
We
I was
both
like,
got
well,
this one,
I got
yeah.
the one I want, so...
Yeah, that was FYE, and I stood in line for like 3 seconds because they also said, "You pay my credit card?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?"
Yeah.
So I paid credit card and I went right to the front of the line.
Exactly.
And we were there for, I was literally like maybe 3 minutes in line. So that was good. Like, it was, overall, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the badges quickly.
Yeah.
Because these are the badges that were designed by Paul Shipper. Look at that right there.
Yeah, they're
This
sweet.
is the poster on our, you have Poe Dameron. Yours. The
Poe
4-day
Dameron.
pass is Ray. Today was Poe Dameron. Tomorrow is Kylo Ren, I believe. They're
think so,
fantastic.
yeah.
They're just great. We'll show it tomorrow too because
Yeah.
they're good. I really want to get the poster, but I tried to go to the show store today, and well, that lineup was worse than the one we were in. So we'll see. That lineup was crazy. They say there's a wristband to get you in very quickly.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, but everyone has one problem.
Exactly. And you get one a day. So I mean, maybe if you go later on, anyway.
Exactly.
So today the big talk of, but yeah, these are fantastic. Get all these. These are, I blown away every time I look at it. This is a nice sketch. But anyway, the big news of the day, 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Are they going to announce an Obi-Wan film?
Yeah.
Is George Lucas going to show up?
Yeah.
No to one, yes to the other. Harrison Ford made an appearance there.
Liam Neeson video
called. Mace Windu himself,
He
Samuel L.
Instagrammed in.
Jackson.
He
Samuel L.
did
Jackson tweeted, "Why am I
Yeah,
not
he was
invited?" And he I love when he brings up.
It
the
was
Mace
pretty
Windu.
cool standing in this line because unfortunately we did not get.
We
into
did
the
not
front
get
end.
in.
But
Look, we said in this week's podcast we were there as fans. We're not media. We're doing
Yeah.
what we
Oh,
can,
yeah.
but we are getting the full experience, and we want to give you like the experience that most of you would have
Yeah.
if you went. So anyway, sorry.
But it was cool because we were streaming it on Rob's phone,
Yeah.
but then a whole bunch of other people were streaming it, so there's this weird echo effect. So I feel like I heard there wasn't much announced. And then I think the big surprise besides Harrison Ford was John Williams was there.
John Williams came out with an orchestra.
With an
He
orchestra.
played.
No one knew.
No one knew, and that was. And we're going to talk to Den of Nerds,
Yeah.
Josh from Den of Nerds. We're trying to get to him today. It's just, like I said, I've been overwhelmed. It's been crazy. He's been there for like a day and a half. He was in the live panel, and he talked to me on the phone after, and he went nuts, just nuts. He goes, "It was worse than I like." Like he was going crazy about it. So check out his videos on his channel too, because he's gonna be doing Star Wars Celebration the whole time as well.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get some. We're posting stuff as we're there as well whenever the internet works. You can look at that for Flying Casual going on. The other thing and the one thing I've been talking for a while is I really want to go to the Ray Park panel, and for whatever reason we were able to get into that one. That is the green wristband on my hand.
No, it's the red one.
Morphin Time. No, it's the green one. You would think it's the red, but it's actually the green.
It's the green one.
We went, but it was hosted by Warwick Davis, who in our first Flying Casual, when we talked to the fans lining up, they're like, he's the best host.
Yeah.
And he was amazing.
Right.
And
apparently he's in that room all week. So
Yeah,
it's like
that's
we're going
his-
to get as many things in there.
Everything he said put a smile or made you laugh. And the panel was fun. It was good talk about the which I'm a huge Darth Maul and Phantom Menace fan.
Yeah.
So the whole thing, I was like, ah. But then at the end, they called. They did audience participation. They got people with lightsabers only to go on the stage, and he taught them some lightsaber tricks.
Yeah.
But then Warwick Davis pulled out saran wrap, and he said, "We're going to reenact the end of the Phantom Menace."
Yeah.
And the saran wrap is the shields that Obi-Wan stuck behind. And so they got a guy to play Qui-Gon. Warwick Davis was Obi-Wan, and Ray Park is Darth Maul.
Yeah.
But they have like these kids holding the saran wrap, and so they release the one, and Qui-Gon comes out, and he does a little fight with him,
Yeah.
and then Ray Park kills Qui-Gon, and the guy went down and stayed down.
Yeah, for the
whole thing. But then Warwick Davis doesn't say anything, he just runs into the saran wrap and gets caught in it. Then he comes out. Then they start doing their duel, and then the part where Obi-Wan falls.
Yeah.
Warwick Davis jumps off the stage
Into the crowd.
and
just hangs.
and then he's like, okay, now I got a lightsaber, and someone handed him a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And then he's like trying to lift up.
How do I get up there?
And then a woman grabbed him, and he's like, "Don't touch me there, I'm ticklish." And trying to put him. There's a guy like threw him on the stage. That was really
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, I think 3 of us videotaped that
Yeah,
on our phone, so you will see it at
You'll
some
see
point.
it
It's
maybe on
awesome.
Instagram. It was.
And Ray Park had the double-bladed
Yeah.
lightsaber from one of the fans, and he did all
Oh.
the flips and stuff.
And it lit up, so they dimmed the lights when he did
yeah,
it too.
yeah.
It was that panel was so much fun.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that was just I was so like we didn't get into the 40th anniversary. We were disappointed, but then this one just like who cares?
Yeah, no, that's
Like,
fine.
Who cares?
But we are going early tomorrow.
We're going early tomorrow because the Last Jedi we can't
Yeah.
miss it. We're going to record our reactions to it immediately following the trailer if there's a trailer.
Yeah.
If there's no trailer, we'll give you we'll mention something.
That'll be crazy if there's no
Oh,
trailer.
could you imagine? Just a sizzle reel, guys. We gotta do reshoots.
I would still go for a sizzle reel,
But they did show a picture today at the 40th anniversary, I believe, of Leia in The Last Jedi. The first images of her in the film. The little pieces were given out at the 40th anniversary. You can watch everything on StarWars.com or the Star Wars YouTube channel, which we went to the Star Wars channel YouTube page stage today.
Yeah.
You and Rubber and Funko at the time when I went there, and we got there and we're just kind of hanging out, and Andrew was like, "Oh, I want to see it. I love them."
It was exactly like that.
Yeah. But I was like, "Yeah, this is cool." And then I saw this giant Rancor, and I love Jabba. I see Jabba. I'm like,
that was what I saw getting put together on Instagram last night.
"Okay, yeah." So I'm like, I have to go to this Rancor. So I walk away, and Aaron's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Rancor." So I walked over to the Rancor. Andrew follows, and we're all kind of, like I said, overwhelmed. I don't know if Andrew was overwhelmed or not.
Yes.
Andrew was overwhelmed, but I'm overwhelmed, and we're just kind of staring at the stage, and then they come out, and I'm like, this is where Bring Back Teak came from, and we're watching it, and all of a sudden, all we hear is, it's been worth the wait. Here's George Lucas, and there was this dramatic pause, and we're like, oh, he's joking, and then George Lucas walks out,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, and Harrison Ford walks out, and we're like, what? And they had a really cool conversation where they talked about Star Wars and what it meant to them, and you could see, you ended up showing up.
Yeah, I was on the other
Unbeknownst.
side.
Yeah.
And all I hear is someone looking the other direction, and I'm walking away from there, and they're like, George Lucas. I turn around, I could see him from like 50 or like 100 feet away. I'm like, oh shoot!
The staff,
Everybody started rushing into the thing.
We were like right front row behind the Rancor because I wanted to look at a Rancor.
I was so close to where you guys were.
Yeah, I know, it's so fun. But the staff there had no idea either, because the staff was like, "It's George Lucas!" Yeah. Oh my god! Like they're going crazy. Everyone's going crazy. Here's support. Then they leave, and then they call it Kathleen Kennedy, and she comes out. But the one thing with George Lucas that was really cool was you could see he really like the fandom. Actually, you could see that it actually meant a lot to him because he smiled a couple times, and when people cheered, he put the mic up to hear them cheer.
Yeah, that's right.
That was fun. What did you get from that?
I couldn't hear anything.
We
could see Harrison Ford's back. And wherever they shot him, I tried to see if I could see myself in the background.
We were really close, and we had no idea. It was Kevin came out. So that was
cool.
I think that was the first moment of the day where it was like, oh, this is why we're here.
Yeah.
Like that was like, okay, this is a real thing now. We got this.
Like I feel like I would almost hang out in that area.
We will
most of the
look
day,
for us. We'll
like,
be wearing
cool stuff, man.
We'll be wearing shirts. Someone will have a shirt with this on it.
We will be wearing a black shirt. It will stand out.
I know some of you have looked for us. And also, those of you that have commented hi to us, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. That's fantastic to see you.
But the Star Wars show. Oh, yeah, that's right. I wasn't there. But somebody recognized us.
A few people did, yeah.
Yeah, that's
it was great to
crazy.
see. So, yeah, we're going to be at the Star Wars show stage a few times for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and if you see us, come say hi. We also got to do the music of Rogue One, which is a talking point of controversy, I would say. A lot of, people either love it or hate it. Andrew saw the movie, did not like the music, and I said, listen to it again. He goes, that's my favorite score of all time.
Yes.
Rob doesn't hear music notes.
He's music deaf.
Rob's not too crazy, but
I'm face blind, and Rob is music
I
deaf.
like the score, but I don't like it as a Star Wars score.
And Aaron, I know what it is. It was just making joke. Nobody can see that we're talking to you. I have any idea. And Aaron feels like the theme itself is weak, but this music kind of showed how it connected to the music from A New Hope and how it was basically the prequel to that. So Aaron would feel in this case that the prequels are weaker than the original trilogy based on that. What did you think about that, Daniel?
I thought it was good. I've said it before. The music is obviously very important in the movies, but I'm not someone that's like, oh yeah. But when we rewatched Rogue One, I was like, hey, yeah, music. And I think he dumbed it down a lot of it, but I was like, for me who doesn't pay attention, I was like, oh yeah, that's a good point. So like when I rewatch Rogue One again, I'll be like, oh yeah.
There's a lot of things
But at the same note, it's just like, okay, man, we get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I recognized that he said that I kind of recognized. Some things I was like, oh, that's cool. But mostly, yeah, it was like a dumbed down. It was such they showed clips from the movie. He's like, listen to the music. And I was like, can we just watch the movie together? Just all of us watch. Saturday night, actually, you can watch that, followed by A New Hope. Now, yeah, I was just like, just play the movie. Let's talk during the movie, which we did, the commentary.
But it was good to go to because it's like, you got to go to these unique things. You don't go because like, oh, Mark Hamill's going to do like...
Exactly.
Like something, or Harrison Ford maybe here. Like, just go and like enjoy the whole everything about
everything. We tried to get to Jedi Council. It was right. It was literally a half hour after the Ray Park panel ended, which left us with maybe 20 minutes to get there. And not that it takes long to get there, but the lineup, good for them. The lineup was around that hall, and only
under control of the fans.
We went. I think we cut in the line. We're not even sure, but there were only 500 seats. And then they started letting 10 at a time. But it was really cool to see that many people go to that podcast that a group of us actually enjoy watching and paying attention to. Mm-hmm. So maybe you guys will go to the Schmodown tomorrow.
Yes, yeah, we will.
We won't get in. But we're gonna do a recap tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Today inside, Funko was a nightmare. But still cool stuff. You got a picture with giant Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm more. But I mean, lines aside, the stuff they had there was pretty cool. Yeah. Like you could get the Smuggler's Bounty boxes, the last 4 for all the same price, $25. So
yeah,
like,
I have that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some. Yeah.
But at a point you're like, how many pops do I need? And I say all of them.
All of them. There's some things that I definitely want to get that I don't know if I'm going to get. So I got a cool Darth Maul pin because I love my Darth Maul. But there's things there. They're just so cool. We're gonna do recaps every day.
The food was really good, so I give kudos to that because like usually convention food is like expensive and not good, and this was what we had, or at least what Aaron and I had was pretty good. I know you weren't happy with your tacos.
My pretzel was great.
Your pretzels were fantastic.
I had a pretzel. It was fantastic. That was Star Wars Celebration Day 1. It was full of surprises. Nothing over the top. There wasn't that Obi-Wan announcement that we kind of thought maybe could happen.
Wait, sorry, is Ewan McGregor coming?
People have said he is. It's been rumored. It could be tomorrow. Tomorrow could be a big thing. He could be announced at the Last Jedi panel. Yeah. This could be a thing. There was the Filoni panel. A lot happened there. We don't know too much, but we didn't get into that. We'll talk about that with Den of Nerds later. But Cad Bane, I believe, was mentioned. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, Cad Bane and versus Boba Fett.
Yeah,
Cad Bane versus Boba Fett for Rebels.
Oh no! That was for the Filoni panel. So it was just a short.
But that's for Rebels though, or was that just?
It was not related to Rebels.
Apparently, there was a Cad Bane versus Boba Fett. Can you watch that online?
I don't think it's been posted.
We don't know anything about this,
but Den of Nerds, Den of Nerds.
He might actually have it. We're gonna actually share our celebration videos on each other's playlists, so we could check those out.
I want to refer to Josh as Don because Den of Nerds. Den of Nerds.
Okay, tomorrow is day 2. Last Jedi. Brock, before we end, predictions for tomorrow's Last Jedi panel. And you can't, not like above just the trailer. Like, what could we see in the trailer? Is anyone going to come out to surprise us?
Because isn't most of the cast here? Like the main three, weren't they supposed to be? I thought I saw pictures of them.
Probably.
So we're going to see that. I think it's not going to be a teaser trailer.
It's a full trailer, apparently.
It's going to be a full trailer. Oh, sorry. What's the question? What do you think I expect?
Yeah.
Do you think, or do you think that there's an actual trailer?
No. What are you thinking is going to happen for tomorrow's panel? What any surprises?
A lot of
any surprises?
Nah. I feel like that's kind of, I don't know if I don't have an answer for that because I feel like everything is going to be a surprise.
Well, not really. Like if they like the trailer has Darth Maul in it, that's a surprise. If the trailer has Rey in it, that's not a surprise.
Yeah. I guess the surprise that we keep thinking about is like maybe Hayden Christensen might appear in this.
He's doing his autograph signing during that panel.
No, but I mean like he might be in the movie.
Or you think we're gonna find that out tomorrow?
I don't know. That's the thing. I feel like that's something.
He was embraced with an ovation or like a loud applause. Yeah. Some people took issue with it. Some people didn't. I thought it was great, and we called this. You're not gonna boo the guy.
Yeah.
Of course, you're gonna cheer him on. I'm a huge fan of the prequels. I'm a huge fan of his performance now. I've said on the show, I don't care. I'm gonna go with it. You can argue me because I mean we're humans and we argue and we have different opinions. It's okay.
I guess the easiest answer I can give you is I have no expectations because it's just like I don't want to like watch a trailer. It's like meh. Like I don't want to think about what it could be about, what we can see, what a craziness. I don't know. A Rancor is in an X-wing. Yeah, that would be like that's crazy. How would that work? I don't know.
Doesn't matter how.
But I think it's just gonna be awesome. I think we're gonna get tingles, like we usually do with these trailers. Like,
well, whatever happens tomorrow, stay tuned here. Look for our Fly Casual show. We are going to give updates on updates on updates of Last Jedi. You're going to hear my opinions of it, Brock's opinion, Andrew's, Rob's, and Aaron. We're all going to be like, oh my God, that trailer was amazing. It stunk or something. It could stink. We don't know. I doubt it will. I totally doubt.
So
the Cad Bane Boba Fett's online, guys. Rob just gave us.
We will not talk about it later. So follow us on Instagram and Twitter because that will be up to date stuff. We'll be constantly posting stuff like that.
Twitter is Rebel Scum Cast and Instagram is Rebel Scum Podcast. Yeah. So follow us there. We got a lot of stuff going on. Brock spinning around the camera.
Yeah.
It looks great. You'll see the picture of the Darth Maul. Martial arts is what they call it. Martial arts. And that's it. So tomorrow we're going to have updates of everything.
Yeah.
Until next time, may the force of others be with you.
Bring back Teak.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.